You want us to do what now?
Captain Zarathok of the Galactic Confederation 17th Conquest Fleet spluttered, his tentacles writhing in disbelief and barely contained laughter.
I said, Captain, that we are to launch an invasion of the planet known as Earth in the Sol system. Our intelligence suggests they are a pre-FTL civilization with minimal defensive capability. It should be an easy conquest.
Laughing. I'm sorry, Admiral, but have you been drinking Corleone spice wine again? Because that's the only explanation I can think of for this madness.
This is no laughing matter, Captain. The High Council has decreed that Earth must be brought into the Confederation by force if necessary. Are you refusing a direct order?
Oh, I'm not refusing, Admiral. I'm trying to save your scaly hide from the biggest embarrassment since the Pihorax tried to invade a supernova thinking it was a star.
Explain yourself, Captain.
All right, gather round, children. It's time for a history lesson. This, my dear Admiral, is Earth. Lovely mud ball, isn't it? You'd think it would be easy pickings, primitives with no faster-than-light weapons, no energy shields, and limited space presence. A cakewalk, right?
Exactly, so why the reluctance, Captain?
Let me tell you about the Zyger Empire. 200 galactic years ago, they thought they could do exactly what you're proposing. They were on a high from recent conquests and sent a fleet to Earth, thinking they'd have the planet under control in no time.
I'm not familiar with this incident.
Of course you aren't, because there isn't a single Zyger left in the galaxy to tell the tale. Their entire species was wiped out, and do you know why?
Why?
Because, Admiral, the humans ate them.
The bridge crew gasped. Admiral Kalor staggered back, his lower pair of arms clutching a console for support.
That's impossible. You're joking, Captain.
Oh, I wish I was joking, Admiral, but it's the honest truth. The humans repelled the Zyger invasion and then hunted them down across the galaxy. And when I say hunted, I mean it literally. Lieutenant, pull up the first contact surprise classified file on the Earth-Zyger War. Authorization code Zulu 10 Foxer 42069.
The screen flickered to life, showing gruesome images, Zyger ships torn apart by crude human weaponry, soldiers in powered armor tearing through Zyger defenses, and most disturbing of all, humans eating the bodies of their fallen foes.
But how? The Shigar were one of the most advanced civilizations.
That's the thing about humans, Admiral. They're innovative. When the Zyger showed up with their fancy energy weapons, the humans didn't just roll over. They got creative. See this? They call it an electromagnetic pulse. It fries electronics. And this? A kinetic energy weapon. They just throw really big rocks really fast. No shields can stop momentum.
But eating them? Surely that's an exaggeration.
Oh, I wish it was, Admiral. The humans have a saying, waste not, want not. When they realized that Shigar flesh was edible and apparently quite delicious, they solved two problems: corpse disposal and feeding their troops.
That's barbaric.
Barbaric? You haven't seen barbaric yet. Let me tell you about something humans call psychological warfare.
He showed more images, soldiers wearing armor decorated with Zyger bones, broadcasting images of their feasts to terrify their enemies.
They didn't just eat the Zyger, Admiral. They wore their bones as trophies. They used their own fear against them.
But our intelligence reports?
Those reports are outdated, incomplete, or deliberately misleading. The humans want us to think they're weak. They're practically begging us to invade. And let's not forget their entertainment. Have you seen what passes for fiction on that planet? They have whole genres about aliens dying horribly. They call it science fiction, but I call it a war crime waiting to happen.
He pulled up more images showing aliens being blasted apart or melted in human media.
This, Admiral, is what they do for fun. They imagine new ways to kill aliens, and they're disturbingly good at it.
But surely not all humans are like this. There must be some who would welcome us.
You think we'd be the first to try that approach? Let me tell you about the Zoltan Collective. 50 years ago, they tried to invite humans into their peaceful galactic utopia. The humans smiled, said they'd be delighted to join. Then they took over the entire collective. And the worst part? The Zoltans thanked them. Said the humans improved efficiency. It was like watching a Gorgo thank its predator for improving its digestion.
But how? How can one species be so terrifying?
Ruthless, adaptable, take your pick. The humans evolved on a death world where everything, even the plants, tried to kill them. They didn't just survive, they thrived. They turned their planet's deadliest predators into pets. They eat food that would kill most species for fun. They jump out of perfectly good aircraft for fun. And the worst part? They're nice about it. They'll smile at you while figuring out ways to use your biology against you. They'll welcome you into their homes and then dismantle your entire civilization if you so much as look at them funny.
What can we do? The High Council has ordered the invasion. We can't just ignore it.
We're not ignoring the order, Admiral. We're going to follow it to the letter. We're going to show up in the Sol system, make a big show of the invasion force, and then we're going to do something no other species has had the brains to do when confronted with humanity.
And what's that, Captain?
We're going to surrender.
There was stunned silence on the bridge, followed by a burst of laughter from the crew.
Surrender to a pre-FTL species? The High Council will have our heads.
Oh, please. The High Council will be too busy trying to keep their positions once the humans are done with them. Trust me, Admiral, surrender is our best option. It's the only option. We show up in Sol, make a big show of the fleet, and then immediately offer our surrender. We tell the humans we're in awe of their power and humbly offer ourselves as servants in exchange for protection. The humans will eat it up. They'll be so flattered that they'll welcome us with open arms. And then we'll observe them closely, find their weaknesses, and report back.
That's actually not a terrible plan, Captain. But what if they see through it?
They'll see through it, Admiral. They're smart. But here's the beautiful part. They'll play along anyway. They have this thing called plausible deniability. They'll pretend to believe it's real just to let us stick around. And why would they want that? Because we'll bring them new technology. Our faster-than-light drives, energy weapons, replicators. They'll be salivating to get their hands on this tech. They'll treat us like honored guests while they figure out how to improve our systems.
And by the time they've learned everything they can from us...
Exactly. By the time they've absorbed every scrap of knowledge, it will be too late for the Confederation to act. The humans will leapfrog centuries of technology, and we'll have handed it to them on a silver platter.
But won't that make them even more dangerous?
Oh, Admiral. They're going to become a galactic superpower whether we like it or not. The question is, do we want to be on their good side when it happens, or end up as the main course at their victory feast? Make no mistake, my friends. Humanity is coming, and they won't ask for permission. They'll kick down the door, act like they own the place, and somehow convince us they were invited. And the real kicker? By the time they're done, we'll probably be thanking them for it. Because if there's one thing humans are better at than warfare, it's making you believe everything they do is for your own good.
Very well, Captain. We'll proceed with your plan, but I think it's insane.
Noted, Admiral. But trust me, when it comes to humans, insanity is the only sane response. Set a course for the Sol system, maximum speed. It's time to make some new friends.
As indomitable fury set course for Earth, Zarathok felt a mix of excitement and dread. He had spent his career avoiding the Sol system, and now he was heading straight into it.
You know, I once met a Rillian trader who'd been to Earth. Poor bastard never recovered.
What happened to him?
He went there to sell trinkets. Landed in New York City thinking he was being sneaky. The next thing he knew, he was surrounded by humans.
What?
They tried to sell him stuff. He had his tentacles full of cheap plastic toys, and the humans were shoving hot dogs in his face and trying to sell him knockoff handbags.
The crew burst into laughter. Even Kalor cracked a smile.
But surely that's just one city. The rest of the planet can't be like that.
Oh, my sweet summer child, that was one of their tamer cities. Let me tell you about Florida. Navigation officer. Media group, spaceship approaching solar system, spaceship navigation at its stock, at distribute _ equally. Captain, we're approaching the Sol system, dropping out of hyperspace in 5 minutes.
The mood shifted from jovial to tense. Zarathok straightened up.
Remember the plan, folks. We stick to it. Surrender, not fight, no matter what happens.
A chorus of affirmatives rang out across the bridge.
Don't try to outsmart them. Don't try to outfight them. And for the love of all that's holy, don't try to out-crazy them. Because when it comes to crazy, humans are the undefeated champions.
Suddenly, the swirling colors of hyperspace faded to the star-studded blackness of normal space. Earth was before them, deceptively peaceful. Then, the laughter started. Communications officer. Captain, we've been receiving transmissions from Earth for years. They've been expecting us. The message: welcome to Earth, aliens. Please proceed to the designated landing zones. And for the love of God, don't eat anything a Floridian offers you.
Oh, Admiral, we came here to surrender, but the humans have outplayed us.
But how?
They knew we were coming, they know everything. Welcome to Earth, Admiral, welcome to the party.
The fleet descended toward Earth, and Zarathok had one last thought. Maybe we should have just sent a fruit basket. The indomitable Fury became the first alien delegation to Earth, ushering in an era of interstellar relations. Humanity's debut on the galactic stage would change everything forever. And as Zarathok looked at the planet below, he couldn't help but feel that Earth wasn't the one being conquered. They were.